The reproductive glands produce estrogen and testosterone, which control the development of breasts, body hair, and sex glands during puberty. That's when women begin to menstruate, when, once a month, an egg is released from an ovary. In men, puberty triggers the production of sperm. The testes are filled with hundreds of yards of tubes where sperm originate. Packed around the walls are the germ cells which will develop into sperm. The massive tails are mature sperm waiting to be called into action. The sperm is a highly efficient machine for delivering its packet of genes to the target. The torpedo head has a cap of chemicals that will bore into the female egg. Inside is a dense mass of DNA. Unwind the DNA, and in its double helix is the genetic code. It's packaged into bundles, chromosomes, that are carried by both sperm and egg. Once a month, the pituitary gland releases a hormone that stimulates a female egg. Next to the uterus is an ovary, where eggs wait for the hormone signal to trigger one to escape into the fallopian tube. The stage is set for the creation of a new human being. During intercourse, sperm are propelled into the prostate gland and fortified by special secretions. At ejaculation, they perform a spectacular feat, swimming the equivalent of 5 miles. Splashed against the woman's cervix is a flood of 400 million sperm, most of which fall by the wayside. This is where most sperm die. This sperm's eye view of the vagina reveals the microscopic nooks and crannies that trap sperm. The vagina also contains acid that protects it from bacteria. Germs won't flourish here, and neither will sperm. 100 million are killed instantly. The fallopian tubes are lined with microscopic hairs which sweep the egg onwards. Unlike the wiggling sperm, it can't move on its own. The egg has less than 48 hours to meet up with the sperm. Only during this time can a woman become pregnant. For the surviving sperm, the next obstacle on this course is the cervix, the narrow door to the womb. It can be blocked by a plug of mucus. This sticky barrier protects the woman by preventing harmful bacteria from invading the vulnerable womb. Under a microscope, the mucus appears impassable, but for 2 days every month, the structure changes to a wider mesh, and the strongest sperm can force their way through. The mucus cleans off any bacteria they may carry. Less than 1% of the sperm reach the final hurdle, the entrance to the fallopian tubes. Only one tube carries the egg, so half go the wrong way. Out of the 400 million that began the trip, only 100 sperm reached the egg. Once there, they frantically try to bore their way in through the outer shell. In this race, winner takes all. Only one sperm can penetrate the egg. The winner binds to the egg's surface. An explosive charge of enzymes in its head drills through the shell. A wave of color marks the moment, a chemical signal sweeping across the egg. With lightning speed, the shell of the egg hardens to prevent other sperm from entering. Within hours of fertilization, the two sets of chromosomes from egg and sperm reach out to each other and combine. This signals the egg to begin dividing. Chromosomes pull apart and the egg splits into two cells. After a few hours, each splits again. During the week it takes to travel down the fallopian tube, these cells continue to divide and multiply. The process begins slowly and then speeds up. In order for pregnancy to occur, the fertilized egg must implant in the uterus. The odds are 50-50 that the cell could be lost with the woman's next menstrual period. But if by day 7 the embryo is burrowing into its mother's womb, a new life begins. From the simple beginning of division and multiplication, identical cells begin to change. Genes carry messages that instruct cells to differentiate. By the 5th week of pregnancy, the fertilized egg has become an embryo and is visible to the human eye. The embryo has a head and trunk and the beginnings of a brain. There's a digestive system, kidneys, and a liver, and buds which will become arms and legs. This small miracle is the size of a coffee bean. By the 8th week, all the main internal organs are there, though they have yet to fully develop. The limb buds start to look like tiny arms and legs. The embryo may begin to kick, but the mother can't feel it. It's still smaller than her little toe. After another month has passed, the embryo has become a fetus, and it's kicking, curling toes, clenching fists, frowning, and making other facial expressions. The mother still can't feel it. The fetus is only about 2.5 inches long. By the 13th week, the baby is completely formed. By week 32, the fetus lacks only a good layer of insulating fat, and lung tissue has not completely matured. During the final 8 weeks, the baby's appearance changes little, but the cells in the brain and nervous system continue to knit together, and the baby becomes more alert. Our bodies are almost complete at birth, with looks and most personality traits already locked in. In 9 short months, a miraculous transformation has taken place. A single human cell has become the myriad of systems that is the human body.